Typically, when configuring an image map, we have a node for a single metric. In this map, I have a node representing the device and it's reporting the ping state of the device. Is it up or down? And then I have additional nodes for a range of other metrics, CPU load, temperature sensors, link utilization, with a separate node for inbound and outbound. But we aren't limited to a single metric per node. If we use aggregation, then we can have a single node represent any number of entities. Here we have another image map from that London office. I'm going to add nodes for a few remote offices and configure them to change colour if any device within that remote office goes offline. So I need a new query looking at devices in my Paris, Berlin and Helsinki offices. And I'm going to look at ping state, percent in state, up. And I need to specify a label. I'll just use the location. And now for the aggregation. You need to select a value which will be the same for every device in the group. An obvious choice for my grouping is going to be the sys location. And I'm going to leave group by format as average. And don't forget about the default query limit of 50. It doesn't really apply here, but I see a lot of users skipping straight over this item and then wondering why their query doesn't return all the results they're expecting. So with this query, I'm going to get the average percent of the time in the up state for every device in the Paris group and every device in the Berlin or the Helsinki group. Our field format, percent in state, references the dashboard time filter. So we're going to get the average time in the up state for all devices in the Paris group across the day so far. I don't really care if a device has been down and come back up. I just want to know if a device is currently down. All of my other queries are returning current values, current ping state, current CPU load, current temperature. So I can just update the time filter in the dashboard to the last 2 minutes. That's a custom time filter that I've added to my favorites list. And it's current enough for my purposes here. But if your panel is in a dashboard where you don't want to restrict the time filter down in this way, you can simply override the dashboard time filter just for the specific panel in the time range tab. Set that for the last 90 seconds or 2 minutes, whatever's going to work for you. Okay, on to the nodes. New node. Select my query, select my entity and field, and configure the field. I'm going to change the node to an icon and sort the label appearance. And finally, some colouring. Range of 0 to 100 is red, and 100 plus is green. Now this second reference of that 100% will take precedence. So if all devices have been in the up state for the previous 2 minutes, I'll get a green node. Otherwise, I'm going to get a red one. And I'm going to configure a drill down. Clicking on the node will send me to the network summary dashboard and set the group variable there to the office that I've just clicked on. And I'll duplicate the node a couple of times, updating the entity and the link references for their respective offices. Position my nodes. And save. I now have my more typical nodes in the image map reporting a specific metric, and the new nodes providing a high-level view of the device state in these remote offices, with the option to drill down and review the office in greater detail. By configuring your nodes to represent multiple entities, there's a lot more that you can do with the image map panel.